When Mother's Day means celebrating your mom, your wife, maybe even your daughter as a new mom, trust 1-800-Flowers to help you celebrate every important woman in your life. With double blooms from 1-800-Flowers, order 1 dozen roses and get another dozen for free. It's a simple way to give beautifully, with colorful blooms that make Mother's Day feel meaningful. For every mom you're celebrating, order with confidence and get double blooms at 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, "The rock that sits in the middle of the sea does not fear the rain." My generation, the Generation of X, has had a rough time at it, especially if we are Black professionals. We've had to deal with the ups and downs of the credit markets or the financial markets. It's bipolar behavior. We have had to endure heavy amounts of student loan debt and being completely underemployed as a result of the economy. I have suffered in my career. I have had to lose everything when the towers came down on 9/11, when the writer's strike happened in 2008, the financial crisis in 2009, and then COVID. I happened to be unemployable, not because I don't have the credentials, not because I don't have the experience, because I have the audacity to be myself. I have the audacity to be an opinionated Black man who can think for himself and problem solve really well. And so I don't let the opinions of others, white people, dictate what I can do, what I should do, and how I should do it. I also don't follow the advice of individuals who tell me, maybe you need to dumb me down. I won't let that happen. I watched my father have to become something that felt very uncomfortable because of his brilliance. I've had to watch my grandfather do the same thing. And yes, because of the time that this racist country was in, they had to do what they needed to do to make ends meet. I am the first generation where all the inalienable rights granted to its citizens are apparent for me. But the subtlety of its racism, its microaggression, its thing that they do about, oh, he's a behavioral problem because I don't follow the instructions, or I'm not allowing you to tell me what to do so that your level of comfortability is eased. And I should be uncomfortable because somewhere in the back of your minds, you believe because you're white, you are entitled to have a space of comfortability, and I'm entitled to always be uncomfortable. Most people think I have it easy, and I don't. I struggle like everybody else does. I have my ups, my downs, my financial headaches. I move into places where I'm not feeling like I'm creative. I try to help people out and always end up getting the shitty end of the stick. And this year I've had to learn that lesson because I still believe the good in people. But I'm slowly learning that most people are not good. Most people are opportunists. And so I had to learn these lessons over and over again. I might be down for the count. I might be in a space of not wanting to do anything, wanting to just sit in the dark room and be completely depressed in my emotions and my feelings, and allow those feelings to fester, allow those feelings to bring up other feelings. But I don't sit there. I never sit in that space. I never sit in a place where depression just resides. Now, have I allowed it to just be? I have. I know what works for me. An example, in 2000, I got divorced. My mom died 2 days later. My friend was killed in a car accident. A week later, My uncle died the following week, and then I lost my job on the 29th. And all this took place in June. And I started drinking heavily, and I started smoking weed. I was 35 years old. It's the first time I've ever smoked weed. And I did everything I could to numb this intense pain that I was feeling in. My career wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. The life I was building with this woman became disastrous. The woman who I could always go to had died. The man I could always talk to about business in my life was now dead. And a friend who I had to step away from because of my marriage was now gone. And regardless of all that heartache and all that pain and all that movement, I still found it easy just to numb myself. Regardless of how people would say, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're going to become an alcoholic. You're throwing your life away. I had to remind them all, I'm in my process, and allow me to be in my process and allow me to figure out what I need to do next. So this went on for the bulk of the summer. Labor Day came around and I was like, okay, now it's time to get refocused on what I need to do to make it work. The business was still making money because I had made deals with producers and was still selling music and licensing music, and that was kind of an automatic space. So I wasn't too tight, but I was still healing from all the pain that I had experienced. Only to have another tragedy happen the following year, when all the work that I had put together in building this hybrid intellectual properties firm fell apart when the towers came down. It is interesting when you think about who you are, why you are, and what you are. I have a level of tenacity that annoys people. I'm never down. Even when I am down, I always have something I can do to turn it all around. I believe the glass is always half full. I believe in me more than anything else. And regardless of time, my age, my goals, what I've achieved, what I haven't achieved, and what I will achieve, nothing, and I do mean nothing, ever gets me to a point where I want to throw my hands up and walk away. There are those who think that me moving back to New York is an admission that I couldn't make it in LA. It wasn't that I couldn't make it in LA. I don't like LA. I've never liked LA. I don't like the fake, the phony. I don't like the games you have to play. I don't like the innuendos, the sexual advances, the games people play just so they could have a level of power over you. That's not cool. I don't need to put myself into that situation. So I made the decision to move back to New York. Now, mind you, that decision was made when I first moved to LA. My plan was simply this. And when you put things in the universe has a way of always making what you promised yourself happen. I moved to LA in 2007. I said by 2015, I want to be living between New York and LA. And then by 2025, I want to be back in New York full time. Well, technically that happened 2023, only because COVID, business, strikes kind of sped it up. And I'm better for it, and I'm happy for it. This is where it all started. This is where everything began. This is where I rebuilt my entire life, and never think that because I just turned 59, that I still don't have another, inshallah, 40, 50 years of creating what I think is important for my people. Education, content, things that will stand the test of time. Because educating, believing in self, loving self, understanding self are the pinnacles of your success. My success is not based on the house I have, the car I drive, the things that I have. I've had all that stuff, and it didn't make me successful. What makes me successful is staying true to who I am. What makes me successful is not giving up on what I believe in. What makes me successful is that I still believe I can do it. And as long as you believe you can do it, everything you want will come. It may take time, but it is not the rabbit who wins the race. It is the turtle who takes his time getting there and learning the life lessons necessary to be successful. Stay woke. We out.